Now, if you've been here with me since episode one, I just want to say thank you and big up yourself. If this is your first time watching and listening, go ahead and catch the previous episode because I've had some really interesting conversation and these guests and leaders have shared some golden nuggets. Now, in this episode, I'll be speaking with Ethan Wang, as I promised, and he was a top financial advisor at JP Morgan and Chase. So you learn more about him in this episode, and he would be speaking on. Just watch the episode and tell me what you think. Comment and enjoy. This is Dino Delplesh, your high performance coach, and it's time to level up. Blessed love and respect, champion. Now, today we'll be leveling up with an amazing individual by the name of Ethan Wang. And right now I'm having the chills just saying his name and even thinking about, some of the things that he has to share with us today. But before I start with the questions, I just want to give you an idea of who Mr. Ethan Wang actually is. And Ethan is a dynamic trainer, motivational speaker, and he has facilitation style that is highly engaging and powerful. And one of the things that really stood out for me is that he's able to take complex ideas and make them very simple. Yeah, sharing stories and analogies that make some of the most abstract things comes to light. And prior to partnering with Wilson's Learning, Ethan has served as a VP of sales for Tenneco, where he managed sales across strategic business unit, totaling US 980 million. Okay, and another amazing thing about Ethan is that, in his time at Morgan Stanley as a financial advisor, he was number one in his sales department among 265 financial advisors, bringing in up to 20 million for Morgan Stanley. And he has held this position 3 years in a row. And aside from all this amazing track record, Ethan has traveled around the world for 408 days, which I think is one of the most amazing feats that he may share with us today. So I just want to give him this light to, bring this light to this conversation. If there was a message that you could have, telepathically sent to your 20-year-old self, who had insomnia, who was stressed, even though he was performing so well at his work, as the leader who you have become now, what message would you send to your then self? As most of our listeners, they're leaders themselves and they want to, live into their own passion. What would you tell to your former self, Ethan?
Yeah, that's a great question. In fact, I've done this visualization many times.
Awesome.
And I think it's powerful. So I would definitely suggest your viewers to do the same. For me, if I were to go back to tell my 20-something-year-old, first of all, I would say this. Number one, be gentle. Be gentle to yourself. Okay. Don't hurt yourself. We hurt ourselves all the time, physically, mentally, spiritually, right? By abusing our body, by thinking negativity. Stop, just be gentle. I wish I learned then how to meditate, okay? But I learned it later on in life and it's changed my life, okay? Just being able to create some space for yourself and accepting who you are. No matter how bad you feel about yourself, chances are there's something there to love. Chances are there's a lot, you're just not aware of it. Spend some time with yourself to get to know yourself. Second thing I would tell myself, it's okay to be vulnerable. Okay, vulnerability can be a strength, but you got to have that reflection. You got to revisit with yourself and check in with yourself. How am I doing? Even if you feel vulnerable now, doesn't mean you will always be that way. Okay. In fact, the other side of vulnerability is strength. But you don't want to become strong without understanding your vulnerability. It's kind of like faith. You could have blind faith, right, in anything, in religion, in people, in your work. That could be blind faith. But if you truly spend time with yourself and get to know yourself and all of yourself, the good and the bad, the strong and the vulnerable, you'll be a much more complete leader. Leader has to work with people, and people are not stupid. People could tell if you're authentic or if you're fake. And that's why I say spend time with yourself and be okay to be vulnerable, because then you could truly become authentic, be real. And good leaders is not perfect. There are no perfect leaders. So don't expect yourself to be perfect. People will respect you, even your vulnerability, even your weakness, okay, if you are real. So with that, I will wrap this up.
Tell me what you think about that. Tell me what you think about that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that segment. And if you like to catch the full interview to this episode, just listen all the way to the end. And in the next episode, I have a very interesting guest, which is Angelo Castagnito. Hope I pronounced that right. And he is the creative director at Heart Vision here in China. And he has a powerful story and message for you. Enjoy. Blessed love and respect, champion. Now, this is your high performance coach here, and I want to thank you for showing up today. Not for me, but showing up for yourself. Because every episode of this show is designed to help you get one step closer in the direction of becoming an even higher performing leader. Living in and from your fullest potential in whatever you do, for those you love and for those that you serve. And we are here to help you every step of the way. Now, if you're listening to this show, I believe it's because you are ready to take your performance to another level. And that is why I've created this show as a program in my high performance leader coaching ecosystem to help you master these high performance habits with accountability, structure, and guidance from me as your coach. And it is free for you today as my listener. Join my high performance leader coaching ecosystem right now. Go to levelupwithdino.com. Again, go to levelupwithdino.com. And Dino is spelled D-E-A-N-O. And if you're listening to this in China or you're watching an episode on YouTube, just click the link in the description below. And remember, it is time for you to level up.